Hey guys, welcome to another episode here on the channel. As usual, make sure that you guys are subscribed for the latest updates. Make sure that you leave comments and questions down below, and let's jump right in. So today's question is again on the topic of math. A 36 pi inch squared circle is inscribed inside of a square. The area inches squared of the square is most nearly what? So before we continue, make sure to pause the video, try it on your own, come back, see what we're all about, and see if you got the right answer. So, what are we talking about here? Let's break down the question. So, what do we know? We know that we have a 36 pi inch squared circle. So that right there should tell you a little bit. That is a diameter that we can utilize. Pi is also in notation simply because I don't have the actual number itself. Pi is supposed to be this symbol right here, which is roughly equal to an accepted 3.14 two decimal places. If you're curious about the history of that, it's a doozy, and pi is technically infinite. It goes on forever and ever and ever and ever. Look it up. It's a biggie. So, what can we deduce off of this other problem, which is what we were trying to come up with before I went on my tangent? We know that they want the answer in inches squared. So that's an important thing. What we also do know is that it gives us our data in inches squared. So we're good on that part. So to break this down, what we need to realize is that the diameter of the circle is also the same side of the square. What that means is that a circle, if I can draw appropriately, a circle with a diameter of d fitting inside of a square, boom, 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 boom. Ignore this little bit right here. My drawing is beautiful as every professor's drawings that I've ever had to deal with. What you know is that D also equals a D here. Because we were also told it was a square, we know that the formula for a square is nothing more than, the area, which is the formula for a square, is nothing more than length times width, or d times d, or in shorthand, d squared. Okay, now that we know that, we have let d become the diameter of the circle along with the side, giving us a formula such as d squared now equaling, so the area of the square equaling close to the area of the circle. So what we can do is we can come to the realization that d squared, because of its relationship from the square to the circle, we know that the area of a circle is going to be very close to this right here. Diameter squared times pi all over the value of 4. So that right there is equivalent to 36 pi. That's where I was getting that 3 from earlier, which you were seeing right here. So now that we know that, we can kind of try and figure out how this wonderful mess that I drew here is equal to the circle. So for your notes, we can put, well, it's not a rectangle, it's a square. If you've ever heard the age-old adage of every rectangle is a square, but not every square is a rectangle, I think I said that right. That's normally true. It just depends on your definitions. Some professors are sticklers for it, especially in early calculus and whatnot. So now that we have circle and square and we've identified those, if we isolate your d squared, we get that your now going to have 36 over 4. How do we get that? Pi's cancel, the 4 comes over to here, you multiply, and so what you get is 144. Now, if you realize this d squared is the same d squared over here, so we have a relation there. Also, additionally, this 144, what is its notation? Well, that's an excellent question. What did it ask for? It asked for inches squared. So, what do we know? It's an inches squared. So, your answer, based off deduction, we realized that there was a square. We found out the length times width. It was d times d. It gives you d squared. D squared right here. What is it trying to do in relation to the circle? So, with that in mind, we can start to work the problem on the other side, which is the circle. The circle has a formula of pi times d squared over 4. Then we know that the problem gave us 36 pi. So solving that, we can get that our answer of d squared equals 36 times 4, which is 144. So the key to solving some of these problems is working your way from the beginning to the end and trying to find somewhere in that middle ground, because the questions that they ask you sometimes are all over the place. And so the process of solving is really from just trying to find a relation and work your way backwards, work your way forwards, and trying to realize that. So as you can see, the answer is 144. A few key notes: remember what they're asking for, remember what units they're asking for, and see and write down everything that you can, understand what they're asking. So that's all for this week's video. Make sure to leave again a comment down below and subscribe. And that's all we have for today. Y'all have a good one.